friends. Oh, baby. I think I'll end the video. But anyway, I'm now going to do part 2 to Masonic encampments, yeah. And just this is about, I'm now going to show you, obviously, I'll put the link in the other video in part 1, and I'll put it in part 2 to this website anyway, and you can read it as at your leisure, okay? But also what I'm going to do at the end of the video, I'm going to take you through some Freemason stuff, a bit of my stuff on my Facebook and on my YouTube, you know what I mean, just to give it like a little bit of a fresh up. But let's go through to this. Look at some of the jobs these Freemasons, what they recruit into their army, yeah, and their gang, okay? Now look at this. Look, you got a barber, iron manufacturer, a physician. Now, oh yeah, by the way, in part 1 the actual thing was cut off at the top for some reason, so it's only like got a small like window here, which I didn't know about, so I'm going to not try to move it. I'm just going to concentrate on the center, and obviously you can read it at your own leisure anyway. This is at the bottom of the page, okay, and this is giving you the jobs of what what these people do, yeah. Merchant tailor, steamboat captain, postmaster, and hardware merchant. You'll notice a lot of these are merchants, right? Because like I said, they want to own all the businesses, because then they can hire and fire people and control who works and who doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? It's all about control with Freemasons. Control, yeah, in your towns and in your cities. As long as we control that, then we can control who gets that and who doesn't get that. Do you see what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Yeah, a butcher, do you know what I mean? But you can go through these all yourself. General car inspector, you know what I mean? Master mechanic, hotel keeper, engineer, chief clerk, do you see what I mean? A printer, do you know what I mean? Everything, they own everything. A physician. So if you go to the doctors and he's a physician, he can prescribe you a wrong dose because you're a targeted individual, do you know what I mean? Or a Masonic mark, or a perjured individual, you know what I mean? And the thing with this is they just make it like little accidents. Oops, that's a slip up, do you know what I mean? What can you do about it? Who are you going to complain to? No one, because all the people that you're going to complain to are these people, do you know what I mean? The nation of Freemasonry, do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, and all they do is shush it up. And what are you going to do? Look at the size of the world. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that who's going to, if my complaint, I went to the police station, put my complaint in, what's going to be done? Nothing. Fucking nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because they control it all. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, shushing people up. Don't let our crimes be known, you know what I mean? All of that bollocks, do you know what I mean? Shh, it can't become unreputable in the community and all of that bollocks, do you know what I mean? We're upright citizens, What a load of crap. But anyway, this is the sort of things you're dealing with in your towns and cities. See, they own everything. There's nothing they're in. Look, a bridge builder, clerk's engineer, master of transportation. Do you know what I mean? And that's a senator, mountain. Don't know what that means. But master of transportation. So if they want like a food shortage, for instance, in a country, yeah, because they own all the ships and all the lorry companies and all of that, they just stop it. Do you know what I mean? They say, oh, there's let's say they say there's a roadblock in France. How do you know? They just show you a few bits and pieces on the telly, like a staged event or whatever you want to call it. But everyone's starving and going hungry, and then they're fighting, for food, and that's when you get it gets to the nitty gritty, because they always get us through hunger, through food and famine. But they control that, you know what I mean? They control the food industry. Do you know what I mean? They can do that on anyone, I mean, in any country. Do you know what I mean? And they go, oh, our lorries, we got no, they'll do the blame game. We got no fuel. Someone's sabotaged our lorries, someone's done this, someone's done. So long as that food don't get through and it makes you savage, Do you know what I mean? And your famine, that's just what I mean. That's what they do, and they create them situations so that, like I said, it's just it's a Game of Thrones how they control us. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do right through. They control everything. Everything you get or see, what's in your house, they control that. Whether you're going to get that or not is entirely up to them. Do you see what I mean? It don't matter what it is, and whether it's going to hit your community or not is it's discussed and debated about in the Masonic Lodge before you even see it. Do you know what I mean? Crazy as it sounds, I know, but that's the facts. Here again, look, a shipwright, attorney at law. Do you see what I mean? How are you going to go up against any of this? Minister of the Gospel Mountain, conductor pass train. I don't know what that means. A pastor at the First Presbyterian Church, master of transportation, clerk engineer. So already we're seeing people, St. James tobacconist, people, that are in the church that have been, that are Freemasons, but people don't realise that. Do you know what I mean? But they're getting their orders from the Masonic Lodge. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. Lumber merchant, boat builder, ship agent, you see what I mean? Shipping agent, you see what I mean? So you got 3 or 4 people controlling ships, and where to go, where not to fucking go. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Can you make sure your boat don't go there? And that's it. He's the captain. The crew do as they're told. Do you know what I mean? The captain, they ain't going to mutiny because there's laws to stop you mutiny. To stop that. Just what I mean. Every law protects them. The people in power at the top, laws stop you taking them away because we've got laws that protect us. But you reverse the roles, take them all out and put them where you are now, and they'll soon change the laws, do you know what I mean, to get themselves back on top again. Do you see what I mean? Because they do that, and it don't matter how long it takes. Because they're ruthless, and they're killers, they'll kill you over 100-year period. It don't matter how long it takes, as long as they get there. Do you know what I mean? And that's so long as they stay on the top of that pyramid, that's all they care about. Do you know what I mean? So long as we eat good, we're well, we're not ever going to be homeless, we always have money, this, that, and the other. Everyone else, profane that you may be, do you know what I mean? You're being hoodwinked, do you know what I mean? And you need to pull your hoodwink off and see what Freemasonry's doing to you, your towns and cities. Again, here we go. Look, 20th Street charity. I don't know what that is, sorry. Learning wholesale and retail carpet store. See what I mean? They own everything. It's nothing that, there's nothing that you can't put a finger, hotel, look, St. John's Hotel, Dorban East of Frankfurt. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Some of this is house and ship hardware, a bookkeeper, you see what I mean? A plumber, a lieutenant of police. Look, oh, what the hell's this? Yeah, wait a minute. Witchcraft, right? John R. Witchcraft. I don't know. See, I can't mark the thing or nothing. I don't know how to do it, but it's just there. It's where it says Pennsylvania 475. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. Look, John Witchcraft, Lieutenant of Police. Anyway, do you see what I mean? You got boat builder. I'm trying to think. Well, not think. Try to read it. I ain't got my bloody glasses, But you get the idea. Iron chain manufacturer. Do you see what I mean? Henry Captain Call Arch. I don't know what that means. A dentist. Do you see what I mean? Now, again, a dentist, you go see the dentist. You know what I mean? He can screw your filling up. You know what I mean? Knowing in three months or whatever, how long it ever take, it's going to give you a problem then. And you're going to be aching and in agony. Do you know what I mean? But he's going to sit there with his time, but he's going to get more money because you're going to come back and you're going to give, you've got to get him to treat it. Do you see what I mean? And this is what happens when you go see the dentist, you know what I mean? And they're putting fillings in or whatever just to get their fucking money, even though you don't need it. And everything they do, these doctors and these dentists and all this, that you're just an experiment. You know what I mean? If we do it this way and it don't go right, then we know not to do it that way. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're just experiments so that when it comes to healing or treating the elite, they get it right. Do you know what I mean? So they don't go through the pain. They don't go through the suffering or the misery. Do you see what I mean? because we'll experiment on you, the profane. Do you know what I mean? We'll give you these experimental drugs and blah, this and that and the other. Do you know what I mean? And see how it affects, and how, is it good? Is it not good? And if it is, and then we'll use it on ourselves because it's good. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. You're the experiments. You will take it first, and they'll just be taking placebos as they were during the old, as you know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you got a chemist. A blacksmith, another blacksmith, a clerk. I don't know if it's clerk for office work or a clerk of the justice. You got a salesman, merchants, clothing store, Pine and Frankfurt, whatever that is, 19th Ward, whatever that is, sorry, dry goods, a druggist. You see what I mean? They own everything, manufacturer of glue, curled hair and cowhide. Do you see what I mean? Innkeeper, blacksmith. Do you see what I mean? Do you think there's room for you? And we're talking like this was in 18 whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So how bad it is today, I don't know. There is nothing. There's no job for the profane. Do you know what I mean? They've made sure of that. You try and get, just look at Bernard Matthews. The buses are full of indigenous species. Do you know what I mean? But they do that on purpose. I know. Again, I don't want to go into it. I know some people that are living here. They got homes. Their own homes in certain countries they're from. Do you know what I mean? But they live here because the money's good and the work's good. Do you know what I mean? So they're just sending the money back to pay for their houses in their own countries. Do you see what I mean? And then when they've earned the money here, they'll just go back to their countries and that's it. And they're set, and they're living the life of Riley because the money is good here. Do you know what I mean? And they're earning great money. Who blames them? Do you know what I mean? But there you go. But who's doing anything about it? Nothing. The government ain't doing anything. Anyway, because it keeps that chaos within your communities. Do you know what I mean? And it stops you thinking about the powers that be. You just sit there and you suffer it. And you just carry on work. Those who do work, you work to 65, whatever the bloody hell it is. Do you know what I mean? And then you die. These people are having a whale of a time. Do you know what I mean? Never mind. I could go on and on and on. You know me. But these are the jobs anyway, as you can see. Look, house carpenter, block and pump maker, hotel, Alfred Hotel, carpenter. Do you see what I mean? This is over and over again. It's the same thing. A foreman. Do you know what I mean? Mount Moriah Cemetery. Now, what's he doing? Let's see. St. James Agent, Mount Moriah Cemetery. Do you see what I mean? 32nd Bridge Street. I don't know what that is. So, it's a singer. But everything, they are everything. There ain't nothing they ain't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But they're all serving that one agenda and that purpose without even knowing it, some of them. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. But they're all slapping each other's backs, winking and making funny noises and all that, with their feet. Do you know what I mean? Just to show themselves that they're separate from you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do all the time, Wholesale and retail, domestic cigars and tobacco. Do you see what I mean? Show me somewhere here where there's a profane person that has, or a homeless person that's on the street. Of course they don't want a homeless person on the street. They got nothing to fucking offer. Do you see what I mean? So you, profane, living in your council house or, your whatever, you got nothing to offer them. Do you know what I mean? They do take some of them on. I know they do because, again, it goes, whatever, but you're just a ring of protection for them elite because you stand there, they stand there, they go, well, it don't go on in my lodge. Well, no, of course it don't, because you're the dumb, that's been gone through the left door because you're honest and straight. Do you know what I mean? But you're going to protect them in the bad lodge. Do you know what I mean? Because when they turn around and say, don't go on in our lodge, you two or you guys, whoever, are going to turn around and say, yeah, that don't go on in our lodge neither. Do you see what I mean? But you're backing up their dishonesty. Do you see what I mean? And that's all you do. They're dishonest, they're corrupt, they're criminals, and they're going, no, it don't happen in our lodge. I never heard it or seen it. And then you get the good ones, yeah, that are working the other chapters and whatever else, are protecting them that are bad and corrupt because they go, no, it don't go on in our lodge. So you got a whole nation of people going, well, don't go on in my lodge, don't go on, we're not like that, we're straight and narrow. Do you know? No, you're people, you're fucking human, but there's a difference between us and them, is that they got think tanks, that sit in a lodge, 100 men, getting directions of what to do within a community. Who's a threat? Who's not a threat? What can we do about these people? What can we do about them to get them shut down? Do you know what I mean? So they get nowhere. They got nothing. Do you know what I mean? That's all they do all the time, and they do it be hidden behind uniforms that have power. Do you know what I mean? Let's say, for instance, I knew a chief inspector now that's corrupt as the hills. Yeah, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go complain about him? Nothing. I'll be shut down because of what? You know what I mean? I'm a profane peasant. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to walk up on the Lord, yeah, in his dominance and tell people that he's dishonest. Do you know what I mean? It's an impossibility. You know what I mean? You've seen it yourselves. You know, the Epstein case, the Prince Andrew. Everything gets out, but the truth never comes out, or those who are responsible all duck under the radar because they're all the rich, the elite, the lords, the dukes and the earls. Do you see what I mean? You know, and they duck under everything. You know what I mean? That goes through every town and city. Like I said, they're within your town and city, and they're not getting arrested. They're not getting investigated because they own certain businesses, own certain properties, and own land. You know what I mean? So we're not going to investigate you. We're not going to look at you. Because if we do, we're in the shit. Do you know what I mean? You know, and there's a whole lot of, you know, again, I've got it in other videos. I can't really mention it here, but it changes, doesn't it? You know, how can I, for instance, let's say Cadbury's chocolate, for instance, right? Let's say he's a drug runner, right? And he's putting, you know, drugs within his chocolate bars and all that. And then he get found out. Yeah, he loses everything, go to jail, blah, blah, blah. What happens to the company? Do you think that'll just shut down and disappear and go away? No, of course it wouldn't. It'll go on the same. The people who are the corrupt criminals on the whatever will still get their cut, still get their payment, and that'll still go on. But in time, the company will change name. Now we're under new management and all that, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? It won't get sold off, but there'll be other companies then come up and they'll use them. You know, take over them companies and use theirs. You know, or Ferrero Rocher. You know, all of that sort of. But you imagine that on a little minor scale. You know, that's a global scale. Yeah, we'll get that. You know, where they're putting drugs in dead human bodies. You know, when there's wars and things like that, yeah. You remember that's what our governments were doing, yeah, because they're not putting that, you know, drugs in bodies, yeah, without some official knowing about it. Do you see what I mean? That's an impossibility. Do you see what I mean? You know, these rings that go on, you know, they're not happening because no one's aware of it. They're all fucking aware of it. They all know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But they all can't say nothing because they're all being blackmailed. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't keep your mouth shut, you're going to get killed anyway. Do you know what I mean? Or, like I said, shushed up, you know? And anyone who threatens any of that, you're going. You know, we're talking about trillions and millions of pounds worth of fucking, you know, industry on any scale. But you look at a local level, it's still the same. There's no freaking difference. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, your town and your city, that same level of corruption, like when I said there's like Trump in your town and there's, you know, all them sort of leaders, they're in your town. Do you know what I mean? You ain't got to go to America and look at Trump leading America the way. No, they're in your fucking town. They're your Lord Mayors. They're your civil servants and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? You know, and they're in your paper. Open your local paper. Look at the shit they print. You know what I mean? They're never printing the truth or the facts of what goes on within your town or your city. It's always about something else to distract you. Do you know what I mean? And all of that is an agenda again, you know. But what can you do? You know, where can you? That's like, you know, I don't know if anyone's seen my video. But, you know, I was complaining about the council here, right? They had sheds, yeah? They've got about 6 or 7 sheds, yeah? Not one of them is used. They're all fucking empty. So they made me move all my gear out of their shed and then change the locks. Since then, it's been like 3 or 4 months. There's not one time I've seen them people go into that shed. So that shed's empty. Do you see what I mean? No use to it, but you've got people here struggling to put their stuff in sheds. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got bikes and things, so they're having to stack it in the fucking house. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever they're doing, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there's people here want extra room, but they got all these sheds they won't allow people to use. For what? Because they're fucking, it's a Masonic thing to make that awkwardness all the time on people. There's a big, like, again, there's another bit of land out the back there what I could go on about. Big lump of concrete where you can put You know, it's not in front of anyone's windows or anything like that. Where you can put a sheds, you know, put wooden shed, put there yourselves, but they go, no, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Well, what is that? You know, why is it being specific? Oh, you know, and they don't give you no answers, but there's that control. You see what I mean? Make things awkward, you know, and yeah, it's just a load of crap. You know what I mean? And it goes on and on in that system. But anyway, like I said, this is part 2, and I don't like keep rambling. You know me. I don't ramble about Freemasonries much, but this is all the businesses, and like I said, look, most of them are merchants, yeah, you know, and that's what they are. They're the you know, the people that keep your town ticking over and running, you know. And so long as they keep doing that, they'll never ever going to oust them. You look down your high street, how many people there are you going to oust out? You ain't. You know what I mean? And they control it though. They got the say of what goes on within your town or your fucking city. Do you know what I mean? And the elite are there, you know. Like I said, you just got to look around, you know, the Cliff Hotel, that power within that Cliff Hotel and the links from just there, right? What do you think you're going to do about it? You're going to walk in there and take that hotel over? No, you ain't going to do nothing. You know what I mean? Because there's like 6,000 men that are going to come and knock you out, do you know what I mean? Or kill you or murder you to stop you doing that, do you know what I mean? And they're going to, obviously, they call, oh, it's a crime, yeah, and then the police turn up and go, no, you're not doing that, and arrest you. Do you know what I mean? You know, but you won't have a job, you know, because we own all the high street, we own all of Bell's Road, we own all of this, we own all of that, do you know what I mean? And you ain't owning shit, do you know what I mean? What are you going to do? You got no money, you got nothing. You're going to keep on working in places like Birdseye, Bernard Maffey's, stacking shelves in Tesco's, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, because there's no room for you, the profane, in our world, yeah, where we're controlling it all, we're sitting comfortable, we're not homeless, we're this, we're that, do you know what I mean? And you ain't getting anywhere near it, you know? And that's what it's all about. And then they're going to keep that. You know, how are you going to take over your councils and your town halls? The first thing that you've got to do, you've got to spend 2 to 3 years going around trying to gather people around, yeah, explaining to people that have no interest in it at all anyway, which the Freemasons know, because they've got all the interest in it, and that's why they control the town halls, they control your parish councils and everything else. You see what I mean? So you ain't going to, you know, that's because if you do it any other way, you've got to vote them out, yeah? But you try voting them out, yeah? So you take over 1 town or 2 towns, yeah? That's not a threat to them at the start. But then you start taking out more and more towns, you know, taking over a county, you know. No, they're going to obliterate you, do you know what I mean? But you're no threat at the moment. That's why it's all peaceable, do you see what I mean, yeah? And when it in, like I said, it's in other videos I've done, you know, and I'll, you know, and I can show you. You know, you try taking that away, people start getting killed, start getting disappeared. You know, just look at the, like, you know, the wars in, you know, like the 5 families and all that, you know, like, you know, when you become a threat to something, to get rid of that threat, you go to war and you obliterate it. You know what I mean? That's why you got the civil wars and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? But no one's close, you know. You think people are being, you know, you got these white hats that are helping you and they're doing this, and you're sitting there going, oh yeah, we'll now drain the swamp and drain this, drain that. They're draining nothing. They're not doing anything. It's an illusion, yeah. Because in 20 years where you're still sitting there going, yeah, they're draining the so, and someone else is doing your job for you, which they ain't, yeah. No one's doing nothing to get these people out, because the people have got the narrative on it all, yeah, the elites above. You know, and they'll have, and if you did take over a town, you know, or a few, they got no problem of bombing you out of that town and taking it over again. Do you know what I mean? Or get uncomfortable living there. You know, I mean, just look at the troubles in like Northern Ireland, North and South. You know what I mean? A lot of that, I think, was kept going by Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? For the purpose of, you know, as money, obviously, and whatever else. But I don't know much about it, so I can't, you know, do you know what I mean? But I know wars are always, you know, like, for instance, you know, the Twin Towers, dare I even mention them, you know, they attacked themselves because it gave them an excuse to go out of the oil in thingy. Do you know what I mean? Things like that, you know. So, you know, Hitler did it to start a war, didn't he? He did something or whatever, and that was an excuse enough for him to start a war with whoever. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do, but they bring it on themselves. How can I bloody, you know, I'm frustrated. I need, you know, I want that. How can I? What can I do? Do you see what I mean? And these people are thinking like that all the time. These think tanks. Do you know what I mean? They think, how can we manipulate people? What can we do? Look, shit. Now I want to build a block of flats, or I want to move my premises from here to there. What can I do? Oh no, I'll get someone to burn it down, and then they do it. You know what I mean? Because they got no other option because they're binded by red tape or something. Do you see what I mean? And that's Freemasonry, how they work all the time. You know, but if you don't, you know, you got to think Freemasons. If you don't think Freemasonry, you'll never get anywhere. And the thing is, like I said, how do you wake people up? I'm just here alone. You know, my videos get shared, say, 100 times, right? If that, they don't get shared 100 times, though. They're shared 20, 30 times, you know. So if no one's sharing my videos, or no one's getting awake to what Freemasonry is, how will it ever get resolved? Do you know what I mean? No one's talking about Freemasons where they should be. Everyone should be talking about, Joe, you heard about the Freemasons, what they're doing? Cool, you've seen it? SRA and bloody this, that and the other. You've seen how they're exposing them now? Do you see what I mean? But when you start doing that, you become a target then. Do you see what I mean? It's like, you know, you start walking, you're all walking, say, we're in the north, yeah, the profane. We keep walking in the north. But as soon as you turn around and start walking in the south, and then you start looking east and west, they go, oh, we can't have that. He's, oh, quick. We've now got a profane person, you know what I mean, out of line. We need to reascend, and they'll start sending people to try and turn you back, heading north again. Do you see what I mean? Because they want you in the north, hated, dark, and you know, on your own, alone. Do you know what I mean? Because then you're easier, can be controlled. You know what I mean? So that's where they keep you. They keep you in the dark north and call you profane. You know what I mean? Because you are hoodwinked. You know what I mean? Into believing things are great in life, because you'll work all your life for nothing. Do you know what I mean? For what? You never get. How many of you profane people are getting holidays? 1 a year? 2 a year? Do you know what I mean? You don't enjoy. No one get nothing in life. All you do is work, work, work. You know what I mean? By the weekend, you're coked up out your heads on Fridays and Saturday nights, and then you're back at work again. You know what I mean? Boom, bang, did it. You know what I mean? They've got a perfect system, these people. Do you know what I mean? And they've got loads and loads of people all distracted with all different things. You know what I mean? Remember, they're controlling the, you know, groups as well. You know, they make multiple groups, because if you got one group, let's just say it was for flat earth, one group of flat earth, that's a strong group. Do you know what I mean? But what they do, they make hundreds of groups, because then that 1,000 people that joined that one group might go, oh, I know, I'm going to join this group, that group, and they'll start arguments in that group. That 1,000 people that was strong, real strong, facing one, do you know what I mean, have now been divided within, you know, 100 other groups. So you've now got that 1,000 people divided between 100 other groups. Do you see what I mean? So they're weak. You know what I mean? And in them other groups, they're just surrounded with other Freemasons going tick, tick, tick. And we'll keep them coming back, because we'll keep them arguing. We'll keep them debating. We'll keep them arguing. Because the one thing we don't want them doing is looking south and then east and west. Do you know what I mean? And so long as the profane are looking north in the darkness and nothing else, that's it. That's all we need. You know what I mean? But we do not want people looking within our communities. Who are the corrupt? Who is it who keep getting away with the criminality? Who are the respectable criminals within my community? If they look, we're right in trouble. Do you know what I mean? We don't want them looking there. No way. Cool. No, we better get them looking up at the moon. We better get them looking at the flat earth. We better get them looking, do you see what I mean? And that's what we better get them looking at aliens, you know, and all of this, do you know what I mean? But we don't want them looking within the community of what's going on, you know. Mad, you know what I mean? Like I said, you can't do anything. You try and travel anywhere or explore anywhere, you ain't going to be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't want you knowing the truth anyway. Yeah. Because they control that. And if there is other countries, yeah, say beyond the ice wall or whatever, okay, then they're trading with them people. And if they're trading bodies with them for knowledge or whatever, Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? And that maybe some of them people, they cut, you know, like the stalker I got on the camera, you know, when they got the funny face, you know, but that's another story. But the point is, you know, they're coming into our land. We don't know nothing about it, and we're going in. Well, the elite, of course, are crossing each other's path. You know what I mean? Like I said, Epstein, did he die, or did he go to the new lands beyond that? Do you see what I mean? You know, and they're doing that vice versa. You know, I don't know. It's just I'm going a bit wild and out here, aren't I? But you know, this is the thing. We don't know. Do you know what I mean? You never will know while these people are in control. Do you know what I mean? And you ain't going to go, well, what, you know, go, oh, and we're going to take it. You're talking about trillions and millions of pounds worth of, you know, whatever, whether it's drug money, TV, movies, football, boxing. They control it all, and you ain't going to get nowhere near taking that away from them. But that's the big industries, yeah? I'm talking about, you know, look at your local high street, yeah? And you look at it, you know, do the research of who owns whatever in your town or city, and you'll be surprised. It's all Freemasonry and Masonically owned, okay? Especially the leases. But the point of the matter is this: can you look down, honestly look down your high street, yeah, and then go set up a business yourself? What are you going to do? And the answer is no, you ain't, because whether they'll mess you around on the lease or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's having the money to begin with anyway. You know what I mean? I ain't seen anyone round here, a worker, yeah, that's rich. No one I know who's worked all their life has become rich. You know what I mean? No one. Worked at Birdseye, you know, all of that. I've never seen anyone become rich, yeah? The only ones I've seen who get good houses and all of it are Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? In my community, anyway. I can't speak for other communities. That's got nothing to do with it. Or they're born into the money, because that's a bit, like I said, it's been well down and it's nepotism. You know, but when you look around in your community, you see these people with the big black Audis and the big black Jeeps and all the rest of it. They're not got them riding around in them for nothing. Do you know what I mean? There's another income coming from that, but that's another story. But you know, at the end of the day, you've got to wake up to what Freemasonry is, because if you don't, they're going to screw you right over. And they're a well-organised army. Like I said, they're well-organised. But as you can see from all of these, look, you've got a drover, 38th Street and Handover Road. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Samuel Giddy, Lieutenant of Police. 530 Southforth and St Montgomery, 19. Graham P. Noy, oyster dealer, feeding grain, flour. You know what I mean? But there you go. Look, you got a lieutenant of police. You see what I mean? And they own everything. Sannel and harness man. You know, this is what you got. Fireproof safe manufacturer, machinists. Lodge 3. I don't know what that means. Editor and publisher, United States Business Journal. See, they own it all. A merchant tailor, you know what I mean? Banknote engraver. A marshal, Philadelphia County. Ship caboose and furnishings. Universal Masonic Record, Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania. I don't know what this means, some of this, but this is some of the jobs they have, yeah? And there's nothing they don't own or control, do you know what I mean, within your towns or, you know, within your cities. Look, clerk to naval storekeeper, you know what I mean, house carpenter. See, that decanter hotel, you know what I mean, glass manufacturer. Do you know what I mean? Everything you get, it don't matter what it is, they manufacture it, you know what I mean, they own it. Do you know what I mean? And then they, you know, they sell it in their own shops. And it's just passed down from one person to the next. You know what I mean? Grocer and ship chandler, whatever that means. Clothing store, roofing, gutters and pipes, cottons and woolens. Do you see what I mean? They own everything. There's nothing. There ain't no industry or anything. Look, a farmer. Harness and saddle maker, farmer, physician, merchant. They're all the merchants, do you know what I mean? Because they own all the shops, do you see what I mean? They control it all. They ain't going to let you profane in anywhere in any of this. No way. And they know it. And you fucking know it and all. If you're a profane person now, sitting in your council house with no money and no nothing, hardly no food and hardly no money, what are you going to do? Who are you going to complain to? Nothing, no one. Because according to this, when they reckon that you voted these people in, they got in like, I don't know what they get a week or a month, you know, even if it's $5,000 a month, yeah, that's still more than you're getting. But they're on triple that, do you know what I mean? Laughing, rubbing their hands together in their 5-bedroom houses with their, you know, their big cars and their, you know, 3 or 4 bedroom houses and 6 toilets and shit like that, and big 4 or 5 acre land, you know what I mean? What's been willed down from one mayor to the next mayor or whatever, you know what I mean? Crazy, you know. And according to them, you've actually voted them in. Yeah, right. They've all been put in by design, you know what I mean? But there we go, you know, like I said, there's nothing they don't own or you know, control. Do you know what I mean? Basically. And there you go. This is part 2. And like I said, I'm going to take you. Let me just cough again. Lodge location. I don't know what that means. Lodge location. This is lodges or whatever. Again, it's gone back to the thing. But there you go. Look, Lisbon, Portugal. Look, Spain. You know what I mean? Grand Lodge of Ireland. Look. Yeah, you little buggers. You know what I mean? West Indies. You know what I mean? Their lodges, their army, and their gang is everywhere. And you think you're just going to walk all in there? No, you ain't. You ain't going to do nothing. And this is what it's all about. Look. Shh. Shh. Keep you quiet. You profane, better shut up and keep quiet. Because if you come, look, see, the priest used to do it and go, shh, keep you quiet as I nonce you, or the Freemason brothers will get you. See what I mean? Because there's crafty characters in Freemasonry and they don't want you to know about them. A bit like, you know, Jack the Ripper. Both Jack the Rippers, should I say, the one in the 18 or 1700s and the local one that we had in the 80s, was it, or the 70s or the 60s, you know what I mean, and the judges and all the rest of it, you know what I mean, tales of famous Freemasons. But that's what it's all about, you know. There's the Daggaz, you know what that is. All of this, you know, it's not like, you know, look at the hand signs, look, when the Queen comes in here, look, watch the hand sign, see the hand sign, look, him there on the right, and then him there on the left, look. See what I mean? The perfect Masonic grip there, look. For Freemasonry. Do you see that? Watch him here, look. Oh, let me pause it. Oh. The first guy in that queue, in that line, yeah, watch him, look, with the glasses, look. How do you bloody pause this thing? See him there, look, see it, look, just behind that woman's bum there, look. See him doing the hand sign? Right, watch, look. See, and he shines it around, look, and then you get this guy, look, see him there, look, on the left side, look, his hands are doing the same thing, look. See, and he put his hands down. Do you see what I mean? This is what you're dealing with. Years and decades and centuries of people that have a system hidden from the profane. And you've got all these old farts that are lords, dukes and earls, you know, queens, kings and whatever else. Do you know what I mean? Especially within certain communities, you know. I do mention, look, watch it again, look, see the hand sign, look, here it go, look, watch him, the first guy with the glasses, watch him, see him, look, here we go, look, he's now doing it, look, he flash it round the room, look, see it, he points it to everyone, he now does it there, that geezer, you see what I'm saying? That's what you're up against, you know what I mean, look. That's in Australia. 30,000 satanic ritual abusers in Australia. Do you know what I mean? Why are they in most shooting locations? Do you see what I mean? None of this is, you know, it's not there. Look, you go to your family. Look at the family, look. The A. Look at the A, look. See what I mean? Families welcome, meaning Freemason families. Do you know what I mean? Look, restaurant and bar. You see what I mean? Look at that A. You see what I mean? They're everywhere. Crazy stuff. This is what you're dealing with. These pictures here, you know, this is what you're dealing with. Look, it shows you what, you know, you just got to look in the background and what they're God. You know, they're all standing there with a knifelet or a sword. You know what I mean? It's what you're dealing with. And there's your king. know what I mean? There's the Queen and God knows what. If you notice to the left there, look, there's the sign of silence. Look, shh, keep you quiet, you little profane. Oh, that bit there you just see, right, is a Freemason. He sends me some right stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I can't show you it fully. Look, if I just give you, like, you can get an idea of what he's doing. Look, if I do too much and show you, obviously they stop. They don't allow it, do they? But anyway, that's that. But you know, you're not getting anywhere with these Freemasons. Look, yeah, this is one of my favourite pieces. This is not that one. Here it is. Look, it shows you who controls here. Look, this is the best I've shown anyone every time I do this. Yeah, here it is. This is the one. Look, honours paid by Templars. Right? Yeah. Look at the bottom of it. Yeah. Who's at the bottom? Look. 1290, the President of the United States is saluted as par 1284, yeah? Now, who's above him, look? See, Grand Officers of a Grand Commandery, eminent commanders and subordinates, commanderies and past commanders when detailed in command as commanders, yeah? So all of these commanders here, just above him, is above the president. See? Then as you go up, look, you've got the very eminent deputy grand commander, the eminent grand. See what I mean? Now they're egotistic titles. Do you see what I'm saying? Look, and that's what it is. Right at the top, look. Who is it? The most eminent grand master. He gets music and a hail to the chief. You know what I mean? And then as you go down, see? So the president on this page is at the bottom, right? Now watch when I show you the next page, right, which is the one before this, right? After this, look, here it is. And then look, if you look at the top, look. How do I get that? That's it. Oh, get out of it. You got the vice president, members of the cabinet, and the governors within their states, yeah, are entitled to honours prescribed par 1, 1285. But under that, look, right, so you've got you've got all the, like, Knight Templars and all them Grand Masters, you know, and all that, you know, all above the President of the United States, okay? And then below the President comes the Vice President and the members of the Cabinet, and then below them comes the Grand Master of Masons and Grand High Priests. Work it out. Think about it. Think. Do you know what I mean? So all the Grand Masters, yeah, in Freemasonry, yeah, all the Grand Masters below that, yeah, are controlled by the president. Like, I suppose in the UK that'd be like our Prime Minister. Do you know what I mean? And then his cabinet ministers, and, you know, not obviously the governors within their states. So the governors would be in over here. It would be cabinet ministers, yeah, and the cabinet ministers. But below them would be the Grand Master of Masons. Do you know what I mean? And their high priests. And then from there it go the Grand Officer commanding a brigade. See, a brigade, yeah, is entitled to a salute. Look, a brigade commanding a brigade, yeah. And then look, the officer commanding a battalion, right, is entitled, see what I mean? Distinguished officials. You see what I mean? The national colours and so on. This is all in my forum, you know. I mean, how many times can you, you know, that's the book there, look, tactics, look, and monitor, yeah, tactics, yeah, tactics and a monitor to get you, the profane, under their jackboot, you know what I mean? Knights of the Order of the Temple, you see what I mean? And I'll just show you the rank system, you know, who controls and what controls what, you know? Yeah, look, here's the honest Freemason there, look. You're bloody sacked for stealing and robbing. So you think the Freemasons are all honest? You know, no, of course they're not. You know, I've shown all this before, look, you know what I mean? Look, crooked Mason, lawless, crooked Masonic lawyer jailed for fleecing the dead, sorry. You see what I mean? Fleecing the dead. So if you look at my videos, and I'll show you in a minute, you know, where the bodies are, because they control all the dead, you know, they control it all, yeah? When you die, all your undertakers are Freemasons, yeah, and if they want your body parts for rituals or anything else, that's where they're going to get them from. Do you see what I mean? And that's the point of it. But apart from that, they're going to earn $3,000 out of every burial they do, and that all goes into the Masonic Lodge. Again, more money to make you piss poor. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. Masonic top cop avoids jail twice despite a swindle. So I mean, they never do, you know what I mean? They're always getting away with it as much as they can. And the Masons are Britain's mafia. Simple as that. You know, bully boy Masons control ITV, GMTV content. You see what I mean? And that's what it is. If you've got people in control, yeah, that are at the top echelons, then we're going to control what you see, what you read, what you buy, what you get, and what you deem. Do you see what I'm saying? They control it all. We'll deem fit to give you this much money, you know what I mean, while we absorb all this money, and we're going to live well. It doesn't matter about you, as long as you're just, you know, thingy, and you're keeping quiet and you're shh, that's okay. Do you see what I'm saying? And they know that. Do you know what I mean? Because most people, like I said, let people get away with it and do whatever they want and steamroll them. You know what I mean? Over and over fucking again. Why? I don't know. But that's the profane for you, innit? You know, UK's Masonic police fail to charge criminal brothers. they fail to fucking charge anyone around here. Anyway, the general population doesn't know what's happening, and it doesn't even know that it doesn't even know. Do you know what I mean? And that's a fact. No one knows what's going on. Do you know what I mean? I could go on and on and on, you know, post it, you know, showing you, you know, look, it's in the paper there, look, Power of the Masons, a myth or a menace. We know they're a menace. You know what I mean? Oh, my profane friends, I don't know. Now, I'll show you my videos here, like, you know, I've just done Masonic encampments in our towns, yeah? But if you go down here, you know, you'll learn a lot, you know. There's a lot of victims that, you know, of Masonic ill treatment, you know, vomits, yeah? There's other interesting videos, you know, everything, you know, where's the bodies, you know, the Masonic churches, what I do, you know, Netflix, the Masonic Boy Scouts, where all the scout leaders were Freemasonries, but in Masonic Netflix, they don't mention it. They don't mention the Freemasons. They don't do one picture of a Freemason Boy Scout leader, and they're all in it. They're all in there. You know, look at my Masonic Increasing Armies. You know, it's all there. You know, but here you go. Look, Masonic wives and girlfriends abused. You know what I mean? Satanic ritual abuse. But some of my favourite. You know, look, I'm the first man, yeah, to ever. That's where the bodies is. Look, Masonic undertakers. Wicked. Get in there. Have a look. You know, I'm the first person on this planet, right, across the world to blood spatter a Masonic apron. There's no one who can say that. Am I in the Guinness Book of Records? Has that been recognised or recognitioned? No. You know what I mean? Apart from in the Masonic Lodge when they more than likely had a meeting about it and the old go-to spun in his coffin. But apart from that, no. I'd got no recognition at all. And I'm the first one to blood. Well, we should blood spatter more by aprons, you know. Get to the truth of it. Make the police get in there, you know. Again, you ought to see Masonic police symbolism, you know. It's all over that, you know. It tells you what the police are. The police are Freemasons, you know. Another great post, you know. Masonic Town Hall, the symbolism of 666, all over that, all over Norwich Town Hall, you know. All of it, you know, go through it. There's loads of so much information, you know. Some great people here as well, you know, like Mark Pasio and the Cult Badgers, you know, the Masonic lampshade, you know, again, showing you how they put their, you know, their symbolism within your houses, you know, with 666 and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? Again, all of this out and about in like Western Supermare, you know, I show you in so many, you know, films and TV. Obviously, if you know my Facebook, you know what the amount of times they put the square and compass across our faces, you know. But it's all there, you know, all in the different, you know, movies, you know, in products, you know. Just go look at the badge, the Masonic flags, you know, what Karen Brewer do, you know, with the Freemasonry, you know, it tells you there in black and white, as the Freemasons say, you know, who runs Great Britain and the world, you know, just with their Masonic flags, you know. And then you've got, that's the symbolism of it, the 232 and the 323, and then you've got Masonic Increasing Army. Here it is, look, Masonic Increasing Army Part 8, right, with the fleur de pis there. That's where they assaulted all them, like 500 or 600,000 little Boy Scouts, 10 and 12-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? But did the Freemasons get mentioned? No. Go watch it. That shows you all the, the different wars, the North and the South, the Mexican wars, all to do with Freemasons, All right, I'm not good at videos, but the information within the videos, I think, is great, and it is, it does tell you, and it tells the truth, it's not a lie, I'm not sitting here bullshitting, I put my life up on the line for this, It's not, not just myself, everyone, is under threat because of Freemasons in my town, do you know what I mean? Again, look, Freemason Masonic rituals, women, yeah, they do the, when you see all these women doing all these funny moves around the fucking, these stadiums and all that, they're all Freemasons, Eastern Star women, but no one realise it, do you know what I mean? Because they're on the agenda. All of these, these first videos, Masonic Death Ritual, another good one, Masonic Shush Army and Kids, Jimmy Savile. So I mean, all of these, all good videos to watch, especially Masonic Increasing Army. That, I've added to that, that's right at the top here somewhere. Where is it? Well, my bear. I do so many videos. I don't know, it's Masonic Increasing Army Part 2, Part something, I think. I can't see it, but it's here somewhere anyway. It was a new video I did, here it is, Masonic Increasing Army Part 13, yeah? And again, it shows you their army march, and look. Here we go, with the Masonic Army, look, a list of Prince Hall Grand Lodges, okay? And this is, look, 66 lodges, yeah, in Herb Price Jr., you know what I mean, is the Grand Master, There's 66 lodges. And then it goes, look, I'll forward it. In Germany, see? British Freemasonry in Germany. See, all good information. Good. Look, 1770. From that particular, Queensland, you know what I mean? Look lodges, 329. Members, 12,500. They don't care because it doesn't affect them in any way because their lives go on, yeah? They're the ones. See what I mean? And 309 lodges in Arkansas, 19,000 members. Arizona, 61 lodges, 2 research lodges. God knows what that means. And then members 10,734. But if anyone, the numbers that they're throwing out, yeah, how many members they got in their lodges in each state and each town, each city, yeah, how many members can you raise that are a unit? Remember, these people are marching. Like I say, when you watch Masonic Increasing Army and you see them marching, yeah, and they're saluting, they've got a rank, they've got a duty. Do you know what I mean? Everything, they've got chaplains and all the rest. Everything an army's got, the Freemasons have got, but they got a lot more. Do you know what I mean? They control it all. Like I said, they control the gangs, scooter gangs, biker gangs, all of that. They control it all. Do you know what I mean? And all the top echelons of them gangs are all Freemasons. But the ones below, yeah, like the profane that don't got a clue, yeah, will follow the orders of their captain and their thing, even though he's standing there with a hidden apron on. You know what I mean? A lot of gang members don't realise they're being controlled by Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? And doing favours for the lodge. But shh, don't mention it. Do you know what I mean? That's what they, that's what you're working against. Do you know what I mean? Within your towns and within your cities. The gangs are there, and they're corrupt as frig. And anyone who stands up in their way, they eradicate. Do you know what I mean? And shush them down, whether that's, like I said, getting them killed by a rumour or whatever, if you know my videos, you know exactly what I'm on about. But there you go, and I can go, it's like, I just anything, or someone would like to know what, in their own district or state or county, how many lodges or chapters are within, just put a little thingy on the post and I'll see what I can do. Lodges in Alaska, 22. Members 2,106. Do you know? So there you go, 2,106 members in Alaska. right? Do you see what I mean? And that's the crazy armies you're up against within your towns and within your cities. And if you don't turn it around, yeah, when it do kick off or they decide to go, we're now going to take over the world, yeah. Remember, Hitler did it from Berlin with his Freemasons, yeah, right? And every time he attacked the town, the first thing he took out were the Freemasons, yeah, in the town hall, in the cities, blah, 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 because they controlled it. And he knew that, yeah. There was those that put on where they say they were persecuted. No, they weren't persecuted. You were just enemies of other Freemasons, yeah? And they were eradicating his enemy, which was you, the Freemasons, yeah? And it was just a vie for power. So what happened is the Freemasons that were wearing the forget-me-not, that was just a sign to say, we're on your side, Hitler. Leave us alone. We're with you, basically. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it was. The forget-me-not was to say, leave me alone. I'm okay, and I'm working with you. Or do you actually believe they were walking around Germany, yeah, with Hitler, SS, and the Gestapo, and these flowers, and that wasn't questioned or any fucking thing else? Do you know what I mean? Come on, do you know what I mean? No, they were wearing them forget-me-nots, not because they remembered their brothers in arms that were being persecuted. The forget-me-not was saying, basically, I remember, we're on your side. So if they were invaded Britain, all the Freemasons that had the forget-me-not on were going to be okay anyway. Do you know what I mean? So when the Freemasons saying in Britain were going, yeah, I was wearing my forget-me-not in honour of my brothers in Germany, that was a load of total shit. Do you know what I mean? It just meant, no, Germany can invade England, but we'll be all right because we'll work with him, and we'll be honest, playing both sides of the fence, basically. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's another story. But there you go, Masonic Increasing Army Part 13, and like I said, there's lots and lots of things I've done, the Masonic Daggers, what is Masonic Daggers? Do you know what I mean? And then, and once you learn what it is, the Daggers, that is runes door. Do you know what I mean? And then I show you where they go. They're working for the Lord. Do you know what I mean? And across your TVs, but they don't want you knowing this stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm giving the real truth of what they are and what they, what they may perceive that they do charity, but they're not. They're not charitable. They're gang stalking, drug dealing perverts. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't believe me, take it from this lady. Listen.
To a van and taken to Freemasons once a month. There would be other children. Satanic ritual abuse would take place. My grandmother, his mother, and one of his sisters were tasked with the responsibility of teaching me about how to be the best child worker I could be. The first at the hands of my father occurred when I was 4 years old.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what Freemasonry is. They're bum stretchers for children. Do you know what I mean? They stretch children's bums. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. And like I said, you need I can't really get into it because again, I'm trying to reveal stuff what I don't want to reveal. Yeah, but but. Like I said, you've got to start following them people within your town. Use GPS. Yeah, that's a great one. You know what I mean? They've used that on me. I'm going to use that on you. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it goes. But I've used their own tools against them, because that's what they use against you. They'll put a GPS on you to follow you around anywhere you go and harass you. Do you know what I mean? No matter where you go, they're going to harass you, scoundrel your name or whatever they do. Anything to make people not like you. Do you know what I mean? But I've used their tools against them, all the fucking tools, and that's, and I love it, it's like a game of sport. You've got to be the best detective you ever are, and you've got to start picking out these Freemasons, do you know what I mean, and start fucking following them, and tracking them, do you know what I mean, because they lead you to some interesting places, believe it. But that's another story, my profane friends. Like I said, the police can come here, there's nothing here for them to come and get, you know what I mean, nothing, do you know what I mean? Everything I've got is hidden away and got, and it's backed up on backups, do you know what I mean? Remember, always back up on backups, do you know what I mean? Because if they get one, it's still got another. get another one, doesn't matter, I've still got another one. Do you know what I mean? So always have your backups of backups. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean on servers and all that bollocks neither. You know what I mean? But that's another story. You know, I've got all that in other videos. You know what I mean? Them sort of tactics. But yeah, my profane friends, remember I love you all, and another video will be coming. But like I said, I can't. You know, I'm not a commercial TV like ITV, and I can come on the news and all that. You know, I rely on people like you that watch my videos. I mean, look at how many people watch my videos. Look, 91 views, 109 views, and they've been up a year. You know, they're just so restricted. So I rely on you people to, you know, to get my videos out there. And if you believe what I'm saying, and that Freemasonry are, you know, controlling towns and cities, yeah, behind hidden aprons, you know, like civil servants, you know, but they're not, then you need to share my videos and say, look at this, you know, come on. Do you know what I mean? You know, let's get beyond, you know, let's get behind him. Not me personally, someone else, you know what I mean? But you know, because I'm not a leader. I'm just a tactician. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? But I know. I just realised that if I can prove one town, my town, is corrupt, give everyone the key to how it works, then everything else falls into place. I hope, you know. But people are realising it anyway. There's a lot of people that are waking up. Do you know what I mean? There's still a lot of people sleeping and, you know, diverted by flat Earth and moon landings and, you know, all of that crap. You know what I mean? You know, what are you going to do about a plane flying over the sky, spraying whatever on you? Nothing, because they control that, and they'll do that all day long. You can sit there going, oh, look at that, look at this. Look at it's a distraction. Look what in your community, who the rotten people are, who are the scum that come out looking like they're heroes, but they ain't. They're your saddles, trust me. You know what I mean? I could go and get you know, there's a guy here, let's put it this way, he's raping his own daughter, paid her a lot of money to keep her mouth shut. Obviously that don't work. And you know, he's well respected, and he used to get his hand shook by all them well-to-do people and blah blah blah, but they only shook his hand because of who he was associated with. Do you see what I mean? And everyone in a certain pub or whatever was shaking his hand, going, yeah, you're the brother, you're the best, you're the fucking this, that, and the other, because of who the people, they were scared of who he was hanging with. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. But whether they knew about it or were part of it, that's another story, isn't it? But do you see what I'm saying? You know, but, and he had, you know, he's successful. He's passed away now. I can't really, you know, but that's another story. But the point of the matter is, it don't matter what you are, who you are, anything. Like you know, if you've got the power, people will accept you for whatever you do anyway. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? And his business is still successful today in this town, even though he's passed. You know what I mean? But really, it should be ousted and whatever else. Do you know what I mean? But then it gets some, you know, whoever he's passed it on to, whatever's down and will down, obviously, then, you know, you're hurting them people that are not involved in that. Do you see what I'm saying? Where it should have happened while he was alive. Do you know what I mean? But it didn't, because of the people that protected him and kept things shushed up for him. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, I can't really, yeah, I won't go too much into it now, but that's another story, you know, like I said, and that's what I'm saying, that's what these Freemasons command, you know, they command who's liked, who's not liked, do you know what I mean, and all that crap, do you know what I mean, and that's what it's all about, you know, but like I said, you got to use their own tools, and you better wake other people up real fast, because their army is massive within your town and city. And if you ain't sure, just go to, you know, like I said, you know, the researchers there, I'll just give you a link, look up, you know, when their meetings are, you know, second every Tuesday, one before the full moon or one after the full moon. Just get down to the old lodge, but they're doing Zoom meetings now, you see. Or, like I said, it ain't just at the lodges you got to watch, or the hotels, they do it in pubs. Do you know what I mean? They do it in, you know, churches. They do it in, just see what I'm saying? So, you know, it can be in a house. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where, you know, they can do it anywhere. It only takes a certain amount of Freemasons, yeah, like like a master and a thing in and whatever, and they can open a lodge. Do you know what I mean? And that's anywhere, and they can do that with a bit of chalk. Do you know what I mean? They can do it under a fucking bridge. Do you know what I mean? Or in a tunnel, you know, whatever, you know. and they can open a lodge, and have a meeting about you or me or whatever, like they've done many times in the past, and and they can screw around with you. They put GPS on your cars, and they follow you. They want to know who you are, who you're talking to, who you're not talking to, and regardless of who you're talking to, they're going to go up behind your back and spiel a load of shit, so that person hates you or doesn't want to associate with you or don't like you, because they don't want you telling them what they are. Do you see what I mean? They'd rather people despise you and treat you like a leper. You know what I mean? Because then you've got no, because then you can't say, no one's going to swallow what you're saying. Do you see what I mean? Because you've got nothing anyway. Do you see what I mean? I've got no standing. If I did, my business would have gone by now and blown up and whatever else anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because they'd have made sure of that. Do you know what I mean? But I've got no stand. If I was talking like this now and I had a doctor's uniform on, or I was an MP, or I think they go, "Way back," we're not having that, bloody hell, and then you'd be fitted up with evidence. Do you know what I mean? And something would happen. But obviously we're wised up to that now. And what the hell's going on and all this sort of shit. Do you know what I mean? So it's very hard to do that. They've overstepped their mark really and their boundaries, because I've switched it and not. I've hunted them. Do you know what I mean? They've hunted me and fucking whatever. Get on with it, you little fuckers, perverts. Do you know what I mean? But me, I've switched it around. I've done all the hunting on them now. I've been watching them. I've been doing them my business, and they think they're so liked, and they're not. Do you know what I mean? They're not. You know what I mean? You've killed a lot of people with your drugs around this town. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that dislike you. You screwed so many people over. Anyway, that's another story. Do you know what I mean? But people are aware of them in this town, yeah, and and they're aware of them in other towns or cities. And like I said, it only takes, you've got to make that effort, to research, follow, watch, and use your own all-seeing eye to see what the hell's going on within your town or your city. Do you know what I mean? And once you learn who's who and who's what, then I can tell you, I could name names right now and go right across it, say, for instance, right? And then you could wait 10 years, and then people, well, I've named today, in 10 years, will still have the shot. And if they're not in charge, it'll be their sons or, other relatives in that control point. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's been since fucking, forever. Do you know what I mean? In this town anyway. Do you know what I mean? That hierarchy system, they're the tribe. You've got to go back to the tribes and, whatever, but it's another story. But like I said, it all comes down to heraldry as well. The heraldry, the lords, the dukes and the earls and the landowners and the land grabbers, and the knights that poked all the peasants and the profane off. You know what I mean? They're still going on today. It's just a different system. Do you know what I mean? Same system, just called or coming under a different name. Do you know what I mean? Instead of their sheriff, yeah, like the sheriff of Nottingham, it's now a taxman or fucking this, that, and the other. You see what I mean? They just changed their names to make it sound better. Poll tax to window tax and fucking all of that shit. You know what I mean? They just change it. Do you know what I mean? Because people go, well, can you remember that when that was about? And can you remember? Because they change it so it makes it seems better. Do you see what I'm saying? But they just rename shit. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing, same over and over again. Just research speeches done in Parliament by certain people. It's the same speech all the time. We the man, we're public, we need with this, that. Do you know what I mean? But it's the same bullshit, the same crap. You know what I mean? And it's written all by these think tanks, because they know that you, the profane, will react to that. Do you know what I mean? They know how to control crowds and populations. They've been doing it for centuries and decades. Do you know what I mean? And you guys think, that's just going on today? No, of course it isn't. You know what I mean? They've been controlling it all, But anyway, that's another story. We keep rambling on, don't I? I do like to ramble, you know what I mean? That's like I said about the rivalry with the police and the hate, yeah, where people hate the police. They did that, you know what I mean? They do that because they own that system. They say, right, do this, do that to certain people, yeah? So people go around going, oh, this, that, and they cause that rivalry. Do you see what I mean? Regardless of what it is, in the system, us and them and shit like that. But they make that, do you know what I mean? They do that, mad, isn't it? Like I said, it's all an agenda. All these indigenous species getting flooded into countries, yeah, is done on purpose because it hides them more. See what I mean? It puts them, you don't think who's this and who's that and what's doing this and what's doing that. Because it puts them, again, under another deep cover, you know what I mean? Because you're not thinking about that. You're thinking, oh, look, that indigenous species, but they don't know that the indigenous species ain't got a clue that they're being used, do you know what I mean, by Freemasonry in their global agenda, if you put it that way, do you know what I mean? And sadly, that's what you got to stop thinking about, the global agenda. Look at your town agenda, right? Who's allowing all these people to come in? You know what I mean? Who's putting them up in their hotels? The freaking Freemasons, because it's a good money, isn't it? It's a nice earner. It doesn't affect them in any way because they're still sitting in their 5-bedroom house out at wherever. Do you know what I mean? Just what I'm saying. But they're raking in, 10 grand a month because we're letting indigenous species in our town, in our fucking town halls. And then we've got more money for our police because we've got to be able to police that and separate you see what I mean? We've got to separate that, that shit, so that'll keep our police, our Masonic policing business, do you know what I mean? Because that's a lot of money, the crime, crime and, police and all that. It's a big money and big industry. And like I said, that's why they keep it going, That's why they release all inmates out early, do you know what I mean? They go, right, they arrest everyone, put them in jail. Now they're slowing down a bit there. We're not getting much work. Shit, what can we do? I wonder. I know we'll give all time served prisoners, we'll half their sentences and then we'll let them all out. They know they're going to reoffend. Do you see what I mean? But at least that gives our police something to do. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't matter they come round robbing you in the estates and all the rest of it. You see what I'm saying? Crazy, isn't it? Madness. Because they think, that's what I'm saying, see how to control a population. And then when you're getting robbed and your mind's distracted again, you see what I mean? Because you just got burgled or, this, that and the other. Do you see what I mean? It's all a distractional game with these people, and then you just shout and go, oh, this, that and the other, and you blame one person, this, that and the other. But it's all an agenda. Everyone in that town hall, everyone in that police station, you know what I mean? They're all on that agenda. All in that hospital, they're all on the agenda. Do you see what I mean? Mad, absolutely fucking mad it is. But that's some of the things, like I said, there's some things I ain't worked out and it's a bit, tricky, because some, like I said, work very hard, but what does that come with, is that special treatment, where you're doing SRA and you love it and you're going to get doing that all the time, you know what I mean? You get a feel for it. I don't know, and that's what it costs because you're working hard, and you're getting that privilege. I don't know, there's some things I can't work out. But I'll get there, me, my profane friends. I am the go-to MDB. That is also known as the Great Architect of the Masonic Demise, baby. Anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I was just spieling off the top of my head, really, but like I said, they make the rivalry and the hate within towns and cities, and it's all done on the agenda because it stops you people thinking about the people that are corrupt running your towns halls, running your police stations, running your lifeboat crews, running your fucking fire engine crews, running your ambulances and all of the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? And we need to find out who actually, how many people are in the civil service that are Freemasons, you know what I mean? And that's why they always want a secret, do you know what I mean? We don't want to reveal that, because they know it's fucking everybody, do you see what I mean? And once you start seeing that and everyone go, bloody hell, how many Freemasons have you got controlling that hospital? And, and I'm putting my family in there and they're coming away and dying all of a sudden because they've had a simple operation. Yeah, right. Do you know what I mean? It's murder for hire in the hospital, isn't it? And I can go on about a few cases there. People going in there, not coming out, and they're scared. Most people are scared to go in there because they know they're not coming out. Do you know what I mean? In the hospitals, crazy, And obviously, people are relating to this. Do you know what I mean? And that's. But there you go. Like I said, it's all a Masonic agenda. And until you oust these people out of power, the scum they are, It's always going to be the same. You've actually got to make a change. You've got to actually wake people up to it and do something about it. You know, we've got to force these Freemasons to put a square and compass on everything they own, every car, every business. Do you know what I mean? So we can see, and I'll tell you, man, that'll be an eye opener. Well, would it be an eye opener? You can imagine it. You know what I mean? Buses going past with a big square and compass on the side. You know what I mean? Lorries, business lorries, you know, Asda's and Tesco's with a big square and compass going across the side. You know what I mean? Honestly, every town hall, square and compass, because it's Masonically owned. It. All buildings, imagine it, a square and compass on everything. You know what I mean? Man alive, do you know what I mean? You know, can you imagine it? The like the Crown House, do you know what I mean? A big square and compass on it, because social services are the Freemasons, do you know what I mean? Stealing children for their Masonic Brotherhood, do you know what I mean? Because that's part of their privilege as well, you know? If you ain't got a child and you want one, we'll get you one. You know what I mean? Just sign the forms and away you go. You're guaranteed to get it, brother, because you are the man, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's part of it. But that's, you know, and I can go on, you know, but I'm getting into it right, you know. But that's what they do, you know, people don't realise what these Freemasons are actually up to within the community, you know. I see families here being destroyed by drugs. They're doing it to their own families, let alone anything else. I mean, what sort of dad would stand there with his son going, here, dealing him drugs or encouraging that? Mad. Do you know what I mean? What sort of dad is that? You know, or son, you know, brothers and sisters dealing drugs to each other, you know, and people going, yeah, come on, and shaking their hands, and they're standing in the pubs and the clubs like they're the King's Canutes, and mad, you know, when, I can't say nothing about it, but we went to the pub the other day, like, you know, and there's someone there laying on the floor getting fingered across the table, do you know what I mean? The girl, obviously everyone's watching and doing their own fucking shit, you know what I mean, no one batting an eyelid on it. Not good. Where's that good for society? But anyway, everyone jeering it on. Again, crazy stuff. Absolute crazy. So anyway, my profane friends, I'm now going this time. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know, I'm just talking, you know, it's facts and truth. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, you've got to start watching these people. Don't have anything in your house, because they, you know, when the police come, the first thing they're going to try and do is look for something, way of criminalising you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do. It don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck. I'll go to jail, blah, blah, blah. You know, like I said, you know, they want to hit me in jail. They want to put me in jail anyway, you know. That's been talked about. Again, I love recorders. But anyway, you know, but that's where they get you. They try and screw you through the police, criminalise you or despise your name or fucking whatever. You know, they got all these tricks, you know, so you've got to know what you're up against, you know, because you're not playing with, you know, you're playing against warriors. Do you know what I mean? A Masonic army and a gang that is, you know, corrupt to hell. And I'm talking about, you know, whether it's scooterists, biker gangs, all them dangerous gangs you can think of, you know, London gangsters, whatever. They're all working and controlling them cities. And that's only this, you know, the only thing that's going, or for you, the profane, is nothing, because you wouldn't have anything because they own it all. Do you know what I mean? And they do, sadly. And we've got to oust them out. But how are you going to oust them out? You know what I mean? Like I said, as soon as you start taking the things away from people, especially these people, because they're warriors and they're fighters, they're going to start, you know, punching you out and killing you. You think they're worried about the police? No, they're not worried about the police. The police are scared of them, petrified of them. Do you know what I mean? Because they've got no problem of walking up on you and shooting people in the head. You know what I mean? This is the people you're dealing with. You're dealing with a cult. You know what I mean? I get angry. It does make me so angry at they talking about these people. Anyway, I'll cut it off there and I'll see you later, my profane friends. But like I said, share my videos, you know, expose these people for what they are within your town and within your cities, because no one else is doing it. Believe me, no one's fighting these people. They're the one in charge. And if you're in the top of the, you know, the food chain or the pyramid or whatever you want to call it, then you control the shots, don't you? You know, that's why everything gets shushed up, innit? Shh, don't mention, you know, look at Savile. 50 years, man, of shush-ups. Do you know what I mean? That's a major one, you know what I mean? Then you've got Epstein and all the rest of them, do you know what I mean? But you've got that going on within your towns on the small scale, do you know what I mean? And that corruption, that's what I'm saying. Your world, yeah, is your town. your city. Do you know what I mean? And there's people getting in the paper like they're heroes and they're doing this, and people go, oh, he's good. He's like, oh, he's lovely. I think, fucking hell, mate, come on. Anyway, my profane friends, have a good day. Remember, I love you all. Well, only the profane I love. And freak masons, ho, 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 no chance. Have a good day.